Okay, another episode of ElksCentral, breaking this one down. Lost to Saskatchewan, week 8 loss, 21-18. Declan, Rick, and Pat here with you. Before we get into the game, much to discuss. And what?
And Eddie.
And I said Eddie.
You said Rick?
Declan,
I
Rick
said
and
Rick.
Pat.
Oh my goodness. I left out the guy for whom the pod was built. The only one here with any CFL. My goodness.
We're here, baby. Let's chop it up.
Anyway, before we get into it, how's everyone doing? How are we feeling? What are the vibes like on this Sunday afternoon?
Oh, not bad, not bad. I'm recovering a little bit. Couple of birthdays this weekend. I was celebrating with some friends. So
so you ain't sick, and it ain't the allergies.
Exactly.
I get it.
Well, it is allergies a little bit, but no, good overall. You guys?
I'm good, man. I just spent the last 4 or 5 days down in Vegas, so
Desert paradise.
I'm as good as could be. Know, it's 40 degrees down there, but that dry heat is beautiful. I love it. Doesn't feel like it's that cooking and just out there sweating and walking. So it's good. Good Vegas, little family time.
It's always the craziest thing in the world to me. Like it's literally just this metropolitan area, like in the middle of the desert.
Out of nowhere.
You know what I mean? Like, and when you fly out of the city, you just see the city literally ends and the desert begins.
It's just the mountains. It's right in the valley. Right in the valley.
It's crazy that like a bunch of people and developers were just like, let's put a like gambling mecca in the middle of this.
Let's hide out.
Like,
let's hide out and kill people. That's what it really was. You've been a few times?
Yeah. I love Vegas.
How many times?
It's awesome. I've only been twice.
Man, I was counting today actually. This is my fifth time.
Yeah.
But it was all family this time. I wasn't out there partying and stuff. I went with my 2 kids, my wife, and my sister's. She's from Des Moines. So they drove out. I got an aunt there, a couple cousins. So it was a big kind of family reunion. So it was nice.
Yeah, lovely. I like Vegas. Like obviously it's known for the strip and the gambling, like everything like that. There's a lot to do. Like I remember the last time I was there, I went to the Mob Museum. I went to the Atomic Museum. Like it was awesome. Like I was just like I'd walk around, just go to CVS's. Like that's the thing I love about like American culture, like CVS's and Walgreens that we don't have here. Like I love being in there.
Just go and buy your brews from the gas station.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Like, it's so weird. We're so aligned, but there's still so many cultural differences. You know what I mean?
And what's crazy is I got a couple years on you, my man, but it's full circle. I mean, I used to go to Vegas and rip it up. What Vegas is known for. Now I'm going to Vegas and I'm going to the Children's Museum. I'm going to the splash park.
You're like looking at everybody like silently judging.
We did walk the strip, man. It was crazy. My wife called it. We went to the strip on Thursday night and we got out there about 8:00. It was like semi-busy, but then we got out of there come 10:30, 11. Boy, that thing started to get banging.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, yeah, it's just kicking up. Now that's when the people are coming.
What's that one club in MGM? Like the main one where everyone goes.
I forget, buddy. I
know, me too. Like everyone's been there. If you've been to Vegas, you've been to this club.
Yeah,
but I
know it's not Tao, but I forget.
Oh. Have you been, Pat?
Yeah, I've been to Vegas twice, but never really like any clubs or anything like that.
You were just straight casino.
Straight casino. Well, we were there for the Oilers, so we watched a couple games.
Nation vacation.
Yeah. Where do you guys stay when you're out there? Do they play? Sorry to cut you off. Do they play at that venue that's right next to the Red Rock?
It's right next to Park MGM. TD, I think it's called TD Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Oh, they play
T-Mobile.
TD. Oh, okay.
T-Mobile.
That must have been their practice facility.
It's like then. It's like right behind New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a great spot. Cause I flew down to Vegas once for a UFC fight. And I stayed at the Tropicana of all places that time because that one's like right across from New York, and then T-Mobile was right there. But it's like, it's a crazy town, man. Like it's just, there's so much to do. There's never lot. Where'd you stay this time?
We're just with family, man.
Oh, that's right.
I got an aunt and a cousin who lived down there. So we were like,
have you ever been there and been like Bellagio or?
Oh yeah, man. My first time down there would have been like 2014. And area just was opening up. Right. And like I didn't even know what I was like. I didn't know how good I had it.
Yeah.
Somehow my boys got us a sick package at area. Oh, buddy, tore it up. That was like typical movie type Vegas. You know what I mean?
That was the Hangover.
So we'll leave it there.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave it there. Okay. I'll give some quick initial thoughts on this one, and then we'll obviously get into more of a round table. Just firing off the top. I thought this was the best game the defense played by a mile. O-line torched. We'll talk about that in depth. Cody I thought he had great touch on the ball. I thought he was doing what he could with the lack of protection he was given. Run game beyond non-existent. That circles back to the O-line.
Didn't even attempt though either.
They had five. I think rank and league combined had 5 carries.
And it was like that last game too.
Yep.
Same exact type of deal. They each had 2 or 3 carries for nothing.
And if you're a guy like, if you, either of those guys really, but especially Justin, who's the number one back, the bell cow back, if you will, like to not be getting consistent touches, no chance to get into a flow, no chance to get into a rhythm, knowing your OC is going to abandon it so quickly, that's so demoralizing for you. Like as a running back, you want to be, out there contributing. You don't just want to be in pass pro the whole time. Like you're going to do your job. Obviously it's a team game, but it, adds up and it gets so demoralizing.
And we talk about these sacks of the O-line, and we're going to chop that down and dissect the O-line play. But man, the OC didn't help them either. No. O-linemen, they don't want to pass set either, much like Rankin. They want to be going downhill and attacking. So when you're only running the ball, attempting it like less than 10 times a game, you don't get those guys a chance to get involved and get activated physically at all. And that's why Micah Johnson in that D-line was teeing off on him.
Yeah, and like here's the thing for the O-line that maybe, some people might not know. Like in pass pro, your first step is back. Anytime it's a run set, your first step is forward. Like you're being the aggressor, like you're initiating the contact, like you're setting the tone. And as an offensive lineman, that is what you want to do.
That's what you're built to do.
Exactly. So when you don't have the opportunity to do that, same thing, like out of the flow, out of the rhythm, not what you're comfortable with. Now here's the thing, 8 sacks, all of them a little bit worse than the last. This was far and away. Okay, let me say it this way, actually, because the defense I thought played their best game of the season by far. I thought still no sacks, still no takeaways, but I thought the tackling was better. I thought the coverage was better. They eliminated the run game. I think AJ finished like 20 carries or 15 carries for 60 yards, something like that. Had a bigger one late in the fourth quarter.
Held the QB under 300 passing.
They did. A guy who just had 345 yards against the number 1 pass defense in the CFL. Edmonton obviously comes in dead last in that category coming into this week. They hold him to whatever the final number was, like 268, was it? I think I have the number here somewhere.
Somewhere right in
it was,
there.
268. Yeah, he did have the 2 touchdowns, but one was on a sweep. Like I know we're giving him a passing touchdown, but like, come on, like that's a handoff.
Straight up.
You're bad in the stats.
Both those guys, Harris and the receiver, they love that.
There were a couple of sweeps because Keyshawn had one. MLS had the one on the touchdown that bumped up the average a little bit, and his average was still under 10 yards. So best game I thought from the defense. Give him a lot of credit because it was and we've pretty much seen a different secondary every week. Not entirely, obviously, but JJ Ross was getting his first start. I thought he played really well. I thought his tackling was good. I thought you made the point that he was physical. Couldn't agree more. Kenny Logan, who came in, started the season on the practice squad. He's come in as the safety now and just been flying around out there, making tackles, physical as well. Like guys who really want to earn their spots, guys who really want to be there. Give them a lot of credit for that. So I thought the defense 100% did their job in a game when we were really hard, because a lot of people were talking about Trey and Cody, and we were really harping on the defense needing to step up. They did it. And this time it's the other side of the ball, the offense that doesn't get it done.
And, it's not even the offense. We can just break it down to one position and focus on that. That really didn't get it done. It's unfortunate that it's such a team game and it starts from the inside out. When the O-line doesn't get it done, you typically don't have a ton of success. But to get back to the defense that you brought up, Deck, everything you said, man, it can't be denied. This defense, that was their best performance of the year by far. Some physicality was shown, some willingness to tackle was shown out there from the secondary, especially JJ Ross. I need to highlight him. First game up in the league, and he really, really didn't miss a beat. He looked nice out there. I really was pleased with him and his coverage, but again, his tackling out there on the edge. Brinkman, I thought, had a pretty strong game. There was one series where he got through, had a really good pressure, forced Harris to roll out, then he gets the sack. It was a great, it was a hit. He got the hit on him and forced it out early. But that was an impactful series for a D tackle who we've been needing to see some plays out of from this entire D line.
And like, this is a Saskatchewan team that came into this week averaging about 30 points a game. And really, like, I know you can't say it's more than that, because it was about 30, but you take away the 10 they scored against Calgary, and they've been putting up 39, 37, 33 against defenses on paper that are better than Edmonton. Now, Edmonton did have the benefit of the bye week, but to come in and be able to play the way they played defensively such a testament to them.
It is good to see, man.
Everybody. No, I was just going to say the other side of the coin now comes like we're, praising the defense. I think they deserve it. I think they played their, like we both said, best game. They deserve their flowers. We needed them to step up. They did. You're 1-5. The second worst team in the West is 3-4, and they've beat you twice and kind of killed you twice. So, I think about a conversation we had on the podcast where I said, I forget. I think it was going into the BC game. Like, even if they lose this game and they're 1-4, I feel like they're better than a 1-4 team. And you said, yeah, who cares, man? Like, that's their record. I can't stop thinking about it because now, like, Coach Killam in his post game avail, he said, I feel like we're closer than our record indicates. And all I could think about was you saying, yeah, but you know what? You're 1-5.
It don't mean shit.
Doesn't mean anything. Who cares? Like, you could lose every game by 1 point. Guess what? You go 0-18. Like, doesn't matter. All that counts is W's and L's.
And that's the reality in pro sport. Nothing else matters but winning and losing.
I want to get to some of these clips here if you're cool with that. Is that cool, Pat? Are we ready to?
Yeah.
I want to. Okay. I want to pull up the sack with about 12:30 left in the third quarter. Just a little bit of background on this one before we run it. So this one was an RPO, and we've talked a lot about RPOs. I think we've gone over what it is. For anyone who doesn't know, an RPO is a run pass option. So essentially, yeah, exactly. So essentially, it is designed as a run play. The blocking scheme is as a run play. It is for the quarterback to hand off, but he can make the decision to pull it and get the ball out quick. You get the ball out quick because the offensive linemen are going downfield. Now, Cody made the point in his post-game media avail that he said, listen, I made the wrong read on this one. I should have handed it off. I shouldn't have pulled it like that. That's one thing. But on this play, I want everyone to take a look at the right side of the line. I want you to watch the right guard, Gregor McKellar, and I want you to watch the right tackle, Brett Boyko, on this one. Do we have it, Pat?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Like,
ole,
what are we doing here?
We got the tight line of it.
What are we doing?
Both of them did the exact same move too.
Yeah,
where they just kind of double hand swipe, just swept around.
Look at Malik Carney.
Both of them did
pretty much got untouched.
Yeah, that's a tough look, man. It's a tough look.
And this is just one of them. This is the one I had to watch like 6 times over because, again, in his post-game media avail, Coach Killam said he was like, someone asked him, was it their D-line or was it your O-line? And he said, yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch the film. Watching the film here, I don't know how you can, listen, there's some great athletes on that defensive side of the ball for Saskatchewan across the league. We know that. You watch this play here, and that is textbook how not to protect your quarterback.
Absolutely, man. They didn't even get a piece. They both whiffed. When you whiff like that, and you got 3 guys having a party at the quarterback.
They riding the motorcycle in your face.
Man, that's called a party at the QB. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. 3 guys. But in all honesty, it was like that all night with the D tackles, especially the interior of the Elks O-line had a rough outing, and they got dominated physically.
Obviously I don't want to, keep ragging on these guys here. We have 2 more from this quarter. Next 2 drives.
Let's just keep it real, though. It ain't ragging on them. It's just the truth.
It is what.
I'm sorry that we got to break down the film, but the reality is the reality. I've been in these meeting rooms myself, Deck, when you have bad plays, because, don't get it twisted. Every football player has bad plays. The best ones limit those bad plays, and that's how you survive and play a long time. But it's embarrassing now when you have bad plays like that and you get called out in front of everybody. It's embarrassing, but the truth is the truth. Can't run from it.
This is going to be a really, really rough week in film for number 69 and number 67. Yes, there is a lot of tape. This is what I was thinking, and you can talk to this so much better than I can. Like this, because we'll have 2 more from this quarter that we can pull up as well. But these sacks given up, like job losing sacks. Obviously, I'm not the head coach. Like I'm not the offensive line coach. I'm in no position to make that call. But you watch these, and I just don't because it was Saskatchewan finished the game with 8 sacks. It wasn't Brett and Gregor 8 times. It was the offensive line as a whole 8 times, but
the majority.
And just I forget if it's the second or the third sack, but there's one I truly don't think Brett Boyko gets a hand on Malik. We'll pull it up. We'll pull it up here. Do we have the second one?
Let's check that back out again. Let me see this. I got to get it one more time.
He's riding the motorcycle on your head again.
Yeah, he stuck him hard.
Yeah.
Whiffed. And then look at the reaction.
That was the head bob is how you know it.
No.
We got it one more time here.
Yeah, he missed him on his punch. That was slow. He missed, and that was a nice. He stabbed him inside and came back outside around the edge. Go on.
I was just gonna say, like, here the one thing is, like, if you're getting burned in pass pro, but you're making up for it when you're run blocking, you can, I'm not going to say you can live with it, because obviously if you're giving up 8, 9, 10 yards on a sack and losing it down, that's not great. But if you're at least doing your job in run blocking sets, that's one thing. But like the Elks offensive line wasn't doing that. You know what I mean?
It's very similar actually to the other move.
Yes.
That we just showed the first clip. Like
it was the very next drive.
Him, man. Yeah. Just olaying him with the hands, just giving a little hezzy and just flashing the hands by.
Yeah.
It's the punch. It's all in Boyko's punch, man. And his punch is slow. It's wide. It's not assertive, tight. Look at this. Oh, he doesn't even get a hand on.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. Do we have all right, let's pull up the third one here. Let's run the third one. I know we're a little quiet here, but this was a blitz, so a little tougher to deal with.
I got to see this here quick. I got to see it a couple times. Just a whiff.
Yeah.
Just a whiff on the outside.
Yeah.
Complete whiff. And then that pressure allows the troops to get home.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Untouched again.
Whiff,
now it's a blitz, so it's a little bit different. It's not man on man, but it's not BOB, but just things that can't happen.
That go here busting out BOB. What protection meetings you been in, my man? BOB, for your information, big on big. Mm-hmm. Mano-y mano. It's all one-on-ones across the board. I like that, Dad. Yeah,
football guy.
This has just been the story all night. Protection was a mess.
Yeah,
guys were getting beat. Guys weren't making the right calls in protection. We saw guys turn loose, which should never be a thing when you're just turning guys loose. Even on blitzes, typically you're accounting for everybody. And if not, the quarterback's got to hit that hot read, get the ball out quick. But their protection was a mess. So with all that being said, the protection being the mess that it was, run down Cody Fajardo's numbers, man, because I think he had a phenomenal game considering it was like almost a hospital game for him with the amount he was getting hit.
Yeah, like Cody, his stats here, 26 of 33, 346 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty good game. You know, especially for not being able to run the ball at all and getting sacked 8 times.
And first game out, too.
Yes.
This is his first game of the season.
Yeah, exactly. He, I mean, more than earned the job. Moving forward. It's just tough because, like, I would suggest for what 6 games is enough of that's a third of the season. That's enough of the sample size for me to believe, and maybe you disagree here, but that moving forward, we will see Cody play like this, but we will see results like these. And I think that just stems from, I tweeted it after the game, like, listen, there are 9 teams in the league, 7 or 8 just might be better. It happens sometimes. Some years are like that, but Cody's going to earn his spot. He's going to own his keep. He's going to keep them in games. Like they were in that game. They had the last drive. I mean, listen, they were going to have to go, it was 94 yards in 20 seconds. Or I guess they only have to go 50 to get in the field goal, whatever it was.
Field goal range.
So it probably wasn't going to happen. But here's the other thing. The final sack of the game, Saskatchewan, they obviously, okay, so the last play of the game there, I don't know what where the yardage marker was. I don't know what point of the field they were on. But essentially, all Sask has to do is play a prevent, anything underneath, and make the tackle. Like in the NFL, you'll very typically see a 3 rush set in those circumstances. It was 4 this time.
Yep.
It was a 4 rush. Yeah, and they got there. It was a 4-man rush.
Here we go.
We got it here.
And again.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it up so everyone can see it here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so when we get the video there, it's a 4-man rush and they get to him. Everyone is back 30 yards deep of the ball. Everyone is letting it
but
get
that's
underneath.
why you rush 4, man. That's confident. That's honestly a cocky move at that point in the game because you're right. Normally you go prevent, play it safe, but when you're rushing 4, you're saying, I know our boys are humming and they're going to get home. That's such a confident move,
They did the play before. And they did it again on that one.
So like, in the clips that we showed previously and broke it down, guys were just getting beat. It was bad punches, lack of punches by Boyko, getting Olayed. It was just clean moves. But the vast majority of this football game, Saskatchewan was whooping Edmonton with twists and stunts. And that's where the defensive ends would pin it down, crash down hard into the guard's ear, and then the D tackles would loop out, and they just destroyed this offensive line with twist games.
And again, because you got to have athletic tackles to do that. You got to have athletic D tackles, and Sask does, and it makes it really tough. And like when you're getting stunts are obviously harder to deal with than traditional gap responsibilities, but it's still it's. Like you prepare for it, it's coming. It's what they can do on the defensive
guys
line.
Who are good at selling it, man. I used to be have some good success, man, with Odell Willis.
Guys on
man, on twists, because you're right. When you're running twists, you got defensive tackles do need to be somewhat athletic. Hey, but seriously, it's all about how you sell it. Yeah. So you got to, as a defensive tackle, when you're trying to sell the twist, you got to draw the eyes of the guard, and you got to just have him staring at you. So you bring him down inside close to that center, open up this gap for the defensive end to crash. And then a good twist is not run by a selfish guy who just hits the gap. He wants to crash into the offensive lineman and ricochet north. And then that just allows me just to loop free in that tackle that is looking at Odell Willis crashing, and he's typically just riding his ass 2 down. So Odell's taking 2 now, and the D tackle's looping around free, and we saw that all game.
Just killed by it, just crushed. I mean, there's nothing more I can possibly add to what you just said. And again, I don't want to be. It's a weird spot for me personally. I feel because I do think they played really well. They lost by 3 to the best team in the CFL on the road, and that's another thing. This environment, because I was at the game. This environment, this crowd, my goodness, man.
What was it like out there?
Man, it was just electric. It was a bolt of lightning bottled up into a tented stadium.
Yeah.
It was, the environment was insane.
You sat behind the Elks too, didn't you?
Just sat behind the Elks bench. Yeah. It felt like an Oilers playoff game. It felt like you pick an NFL stadium during the playoffs, 6-1. Yeah. And listen, Rider fans, man, they never stopped. They were killing the O-line. They weren't loving how AJ was playing. They never stopped being hard on their team, because despite 4 Grey Cups, they demand greatness. They demand success. But it was the intro to the game. The Riders came out to a remix of "Run This Town" and something else, and it was
bring them out. Oh, I know, buddy. I know it.
I wanted to get on the field, man. I wanted to go talk to the coach and be like, I'll be gunner. On kickoff.
There was
because let me get out there. Let me get on the field, coach.
I have to run out there.
Yes.
Yeah, there was my 2 years in Sask, and we'd do blackouts once a year on a Saturday night game, and they would black thing out, and it would go neon green. Just everybody had their glow sticks, and then that whole bring them out.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was so.
There's
electric.
Nothing like it. I know this is ElksNation, but there's nothing like that.
And this is what I was thinking. I was like, there's no reason Edmonton can't be doing the same thing. We know how sports fans in the city can get behind, for example, the Oilers during a playoff game. There's no reason we can't be having this same level of excitement and enthusiasm and electricity for the Elks. There is no reason. I've seen the sports fans in the city. I know it's there. Now, the results on the field have to match it. They have to be there, and the wins have to be there. But there is no reason. Eddie, you can speak to this better than anyone on planet Earth. Talk about how much harder you play as an athlete when the crowd is behind you that versus when there's no roar, when there's nothing.
I couldn't imagine playing you even think COVID, how they were playing in COVID with no fans and stuff. I couldn't imagine that, because this is something my pops told me. Pro athletes, they live for the roar of the crowd. And that's the one thing that they miss the most when you're not there. You're not celebrating. You're not having 30,000 people raw cheering for you. Honestly, bro, there's nothing like it playing in front of a packed house like that, home or away. Because even playing away,
you want to shut up the crowd.
Yeah, bro. And you love when they're chirping you hard and you make plays and it shuts them up. That's nothing like that, man.
100%. Obviously, we played at much different levels. Our athletic careers, our athletic abilities, a little bit different for anyone who's just listening in for the first time. But even, dude, playing high school ball or high school basketball, going to someone's gym or going to, because in high school football here, it was all pretty much neutral fields, but going to someone's gym and just being able to shut them up, boxing. I remember when different gyms in the city would put on club cards, going to someone's gym and just being able to shut them up. Like, it is a feeling like no other. And I just imagine like what I felt is like a bum ass high school athlete, like a pro can only feel times a million. And you just want so badly to be able to go in there and like look at the crowd, like Aaron Rodgers at Soldier Field, looking at them all and telling them, I own you all my life. I own you. Like, there has to be nothing better as an athlete than doing that. Man. Yeah.
It's true. One little secret though about those intros, man, and coming out, you do got to be measured because, like, I personally, and I've seen guys that get overhyped, and you're out of breath on the sidelines before the game even starts.
Oxygen tank.
Yeah, because like you're just so overhyped, and especially with football, you're preparing for war, so like you're trying to get to a dark place mentally, man. So it's like, guys can really overdo it. You got to be tamed. It's a control chaos you got to be prepared for.
100%. This is the other thing I want to talk about really quickly before we get to more of the game, just about Saskatchewan. Listen, I'm in a committed relationship. Love my girl. Been together. Love you, babe. If you're listening, Eddie, know you're happily married. But if you are a single guy, maybe think about booking a bus ticket to Mosaic Stadium for the next game. Huh? It is the Miami.
We're out there.
It is the Miami of Canada. I couldn't believe my eyes, bro. I couldn't believe.
And it's all blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, but I honestly couldn't believe it. Because I have a friend who lives in Saskatchewan. He was at the game as well. And I was talking to him. I was like, bro, like every game is like this. I couldn't believe it. So Pat, I don't know if you're single, man, but if you are,
no.
Hey, plane ticket to Regina, maybe. Tell your friends.
Daddy said, leave me out of it.
Dude, it was like a mix of Dallas and LA and Miami. It just in little bumfuck Regina. Shout out Regina. I love you, Regina. But I couldn't believe my eyes. Like I knew I had to talk about it in some capacity because it was just. Dude, listen, I'll tell you what, man. Like I'll tell you. Let me ask you this: How long have you been married?
9 years.
9 years. Okay, so not your entire time in the league.
No. Okay, I got married like late.
It would have been,
It would have been like year 7.
Was there ever, a time like you would look up and see someone and all of a sudden you're like, I want to play a little harder now? Like,
I mean, honestly, actually keeping it real, you notice. But
it's not like basketball.
Locked.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like,
it's not like basketball. You got Sidney Sweeney sitting courtside in the Lakers game.
Like I just said, bro, like prepare for war. And I was like, I took it real serious, like I played with guys who for sure their eyes are floating around everywhere. But I was always a captain and a leader on my teams for a reason. I was pretty locked in on things.
It's got to be
keeping
more
it 100.
Yeah, no, it's got to be more of a rookie thing.
Yeah,
like when you're
for sure.
Young there.
Yeah, you'll look around and guys, hey, you see that one? But yeah, it's hey, cool, okay. Well, I'm out here playing for money right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A little for sure, a little bit different. It's this one, like just to get back to the game finally. It's tough because. Listen, we talked about the line and how they were Swiss cheese, how they got torched. We talk about the lack of a run game. Like we talk about how Cody played well. We talk about how the defense played well. Like there are things to be positive about, but they're 1-5. It's looking, you can't say they're looking out of in the West because there is a lot of Hamilton. Yeah. Hamilton next week.
Here.
Hamilton at home. Saturday at 1. Yep. I can't. Hamilton's not really a drawing opponent. Like,
no, they're not.
Imagine.
They're not. It's this should be a good opportunity though, man. This should. Bo Levi Mitchell. It all goes through him.
Mm-hmm.
That's with the Hamilton offense. So if you can, limit him because we know he's a gunslinger.
Yep.
He's not mobile. So if you can limit him and get after him a little bit, it's easier said than done. And Kenny Lawler, of course, too. He's torching it right now.
He could be MOP right now. The way he's playing. Like, what does he have? Does he have 8 touchdowns? He might have more. Yeah, like that's ridiculous. A touchdown a game as a receiver. That's an incredible. And he's more than that. I guess he's more than that with 5. Yeah, incredible pace. I don't know. I think you come out of this one like as that DB group and think. You have a lot of confidence going against a guy like Bo now. Like Trevor he doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, but he's a pinpoint accurate quarterback. He's got some really talented receivers, and you held him to they're again allowing 330 yards coming into the game. You hold him to 268. You do give up the 2 touchdowns, but like one's on a sweep. It's not like you're not getting beaten coverage on a sweep. Like it's essentially a run play. You come in with a lot of confidence. Like the way you were tackling, like the way you were flying around, like the turnovers, they need to come. That needs to be something we need to talk about. Takeaways have to be there. But overall, as a DB group, like you now feel pretty confident going to play a guy like Bo Levi Mitchell. Sure. And this game's the reason. Obviously the losses that's tough. That's going to take away a little bit of it. But as a group, you feel good about how you're playing. Like you feel like we did our job. We can go do it again against, a legend in Bo Levi.
For sure. And shout out to JC as well. We've been pretty hard on him just defensively with how bad the defense has been, porous across the board, top to bottom, every position group essentially. They showed up and they played really well. The thing that has been the Achilles heel for this football club now for many years is they get one thing right, then they can't get another phase right. And they get all three phases right. Now it's the O-line, one position group that just totally falls off a cliff. They have not yet found out how to click for a full 60-minute football game at every position group and do it all sound, offense, defense, special teams. You're never going to be perfect, but you just can't be drastically bad at one thing and be decent at the others. Let's just rise it up to be mediocre at everything, and you'll be in competitive football games.
Yes.
Let's just not have it be like this. You'll never be able to win when one group, be it your special teams, is getting torched, or your O-line's giving up 8, or your defense is giving up 300 and a million yards a game. Let's just rise it up here, and we'll be competitive.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was just having the thought, like, if every position group played to the peak of their abilities, this team could be like 4-2 or 5-1.
Yeah.
Obviously that's never going to happen, but you make such a good point. Like, the defense finally steps up, and all of a sudden you have no protection from your offensive line. You have no run game. You look at a game where, the team puts up X amount of points and the defense gets torched for X amount more. Like, it when things, like, that's why
number 1, kickers missed 3 field goals, whatever it was.
Yes.
Could have really kept you in the game.
That's why when, like, Coach Killam says something like, I don't think we're as far away as our record indicates, I get what he's talking about, because we've seen each individual group play at some point in the season, pretty much play to their top level abilities. It's just putting that all together.
Exactly.
The problem is, you can't really, like, you have to come out of camp having that put together. You can't say, okay, now we're finally going to put it all together a third of the way through the season when you're 1-5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's a tough spot to be in, but there are, like, it's tough to, it can be tough to come on here and spin it positively when they're 1-5 and they don't score 20 points in a game. And like I mentioned, the team that's right above you in the standings is beat you twice, and beat you twice kind of convincingly. Like, it can be tough to put a spin zone on it that's positive, but I do think there is a lot here to take away from that looks good. Like, I think and maybe we haven't talked enough about Cody at quarterback, because it was such a debate for a lot of people, which I get off of Trey's game against BC. And we had kind of sat here and been killing the defense. They stepped up, but Cody, like, I don't know what we could possibly see to get away from Cody at this point.
No, I mean, you got to roll with him.
100%.
Just take the stats out of it. Am I wrong for saying, and Patty P, you probably, no offense, know the least out of football between the three of us. No, I'm not throwing you on the bus, but I want to hear your opinion. Am I wrong for saying at the position, he just looks more, quote unquote, normal at the quarterback position, and you get more normal, consistent play? What do you think?
Yeah, like, I think it's kind of funny because the first couple of games I was praising Ford for his scramble game. And then I was thinking about it more, and I was kind of like, well, you shouldn't have to be scrambling all the time, right? So like you said, he definitely looks more, I don't want to say like locked in, but just more confident and comfortable in the position. And I think maybe the team feeds off that too, right? It's like no different than hockey. If your goalie's playing good, you're like, okay, let's go. So yeah, I think he just looks more confident, I guess, is just like the main thing. Like, looks like he belongs there.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I would say to kind of tail off that is, confidence I would agree with, but I think he's just, and I hate this argument because I think it drags guys down and I think it's really unfair, but they talk about, Trey being an athlete, and they talk about Cody as being a quarterback. And like, I hate that, because you're dragging a guy down and you're taking away from the position he plays, and he's a pro ad and was a first overall pick at. But to that point, Cody he is more of a traditional quarterback, right? And when you have a bit more of a traditional quarterback, there is a bit less unpredictability that comes with that. And with that, I think that's, what Pat speaks about. Like, I think, like, your receivers, listen, if you have a traditional pocket passer who's going to get it out in 3 and get it on a dot, you feel a lot more comfortable going through your route tree. You feel a lot more comfortable getting out of those breaks, knowing the ball's going to be there
on time,
rather than turn your head and the ball's there. Yeah. You feel a lot more confident doing that than you do if you get out of your break, turn your head, and you see your quarterback
scramble drill instantly.
Exactly. So
low guy goes deep guy comes down low, and just like have that be the norm. That's not the norm.
No. And it's just that it's so like tough to do that as a receiver because it completely throws off what you want to do. Like you don't want to have to run a scramble drill. Like it's because it's like because part of it, I would imagine, I've never played wide receiver, but part of it I would think has to feel like you haven't done a good enough job. Like you haven't broken quick enough. Like you didn't angle off hard enough. Like you didn't do this. Yeah. You didn't do this, that, and the other thing to give your quarterback a position to make the play. Mm-hmm. But the reality is like, sometimes you just have a quarterback who that's who he is.
Not seeing things.
Exactly.
And with Cody again, consistency is there, confidence is there, but then another C, I'd say just competence.
Yeah.
I feel he's more of a competent quarterback in the traditional sense of get the ball, look through your progressions, get the ball out on time to the proper guy. And the numbers show it. It's not like he was just air raiding it all day. Mm-hmm. It was just mediocre balls. The 10, 15 yard completions were on time as they should be, and guys are making plays for him.
Yeah, 100%. We have his touchdowns here, the 2 touchdown passes. We can pull those up as well. I had something else I was going to say about Cody just along those lines of thinking, but I can't remember what it is now. So yeah, do we have his the 2 touchdowns here? This is the one I think to Keon, and he actually does have to roll out on this one.
That's the typical Cody rollout. It's a heck of a
obviously play. Like
that's a heck of a play coverage. Considering the previous play, he dropped one right in the breadbasket. But that Cody rollout, man, that back shoulder rollout, that is a staple of him. And that's really good to get out of pressure like that. It's a Cody Fajardo staple.
For anyone who doesn't know, like that's a tough throw to make.
Oh, running that way to the left and throwing it like that on a spot. And I remember watching.
He was helped out by how open Keon was there.
Absolutely. But I watched the tight view too. Mm-hmm. Cody has the chance to throw this ball a little more inside. But if you see the defensive back who's humming there, right there, if Cody throws it inside, it might be a broken up ball. But because he puts it on the outside and Julian Grant makes a heck of a catch, sticks his cleat right in the ground on the sideline, is able to turn it up. But that ball was placed perfect. He put it really far on the outside, like right on the sideline. Heck of a ball.
It's a great point. We got it one more time here.
He made it only where Julian Grant could have got it. Because if that ball's on the inside, it's probably broken up, man.
Chance to make a play on the ball. And to your credit, to what we were just talking about, again, not to drag anybody through the mud, we might have seen in past games, that ball is on the inside.
Well, yeah, or overthrown or underthrown.
Because the touch just isn't quite there. Exactly. Do we have the Dunbar touchdown as well? I had a little positivity in the mix here. This is just perfect 3-step drop.
Good ball.
Right in a bucket. Yeah. I was watching it. Like Dunbar smacks his head against the cement on this one. I know that's not why we're watching the video or anything, but I remember like watching that in real time, being like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like that head.
He had to bobble it again.
Yeah.
What was nice though, when we run this back again, Patty P, is good protection too. Yep. Like he had some guys, his O-line was getting pushed back, but they held their own. Look at
3-step in
pocket, delivers the football on time. There we go. That's what you need to see consistently, and Cody provided that in the game.
This is I love this example because it is good protection, 3-step drop, ball is out in a bucket in good coverage. Like defenders, he's half a step beat, but defenders there could. And
it was a good, well placed ball.
Yep.
Another thing too is look at Cody hits his drop back foot, and then he doesn't shuffle his feet and look around. Mm-hmm. He knows and he's confident where he's going to go and delivers a strike.
Plant right into the throw. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, great job. Now, the other thing is, let's have these happen not with 1 minute and 56 seconds left. Let's get those a little bit earlier, but something to look forward to. Like Cody played so well, man. I give him all the credit.
Let's pound the rock, coaches. Mm-hmm. Come on, coaches. It's been 2 weeks in a row now where if you can get the stats, because you got your laptop up open here, deck. But I think 2 weeks ago, each guy had 2 or 3 carries. I think maybe combined they had 8 or less carries. This past game combined, they had 8 or less carries. That's not good enough for Leak and Rankin.
Yeah. So this week here, I will pull up the BC game from This is the BC game from week 1.
The bye.
Yeah, hold on. I got to find the other one. Give me a second here. Because this one,
good.
This
I'll put you on the spot.
Okay, pulling this bad boy up from week 6. So against BC, the Elks ran the ball with their running backs. They ran the ball 6 times for 6 yards.
Combined 6. So I said
combined,
8. Yep. Under. Jeez.
6 times for 6 yards combined. Okay. This week, it was 5 times for 5 yards.
That's not good enough. To attempt to run the ball 11 times in 2 games with your running backs, coaches, not good enough.
11 times for 11 yards, was it?
Man, that's a ball game. AJ Ouellette had 15 carries for 68 or 70 yards. Come on now, 11 times in 2 games? Yikes.
Yeah, 5 times for 6 yards one game. 5 times for 5 yards the other game. So our math was only 10, I think, which is even worse. Yeah, 10 combined.
Oh, it was carries. 5 and 5.
Yeah, 5 and 5. My bad. 5 for 6, and then a bye week, and then 5 for 5. 10 times for 11 yards. Not a mass guy, but not great.
We're not here for the math.
And the other thing about like this game with Saskatchewan, like it was 4-1. And then it was like 11-4. It was like, I forget exactly how the scoring went, but it's like this. You weren't down 25-0. You had to air out the ball.
No.
The run game was there
to be had. You abandoned it.
Yes.
Within the first half.
Yep.
Not good enough.
How many times did Sask run the ball?
Saskatchewan ran the ball 15 times with AJ. And they for 62. And he didn't have a great game running the ball by any stretch of the imagination, but there was at least a commitment to it there. Then obviously Tommy had the sneak that got stopped at the line. Again, but we didn't even talk about that. Great stand early in the game. Great stand early in the game on 3rd and goal from the 1 to keep him out there. That's huge for morale for the defense.
And it wasn't even close. They really held him out well.
Yeah, but and like,
can we get that here, Patty?
Yeah, I can see if I can find it.
And get that stop there. Because it's things like these, man, like that play there. And you look at it and you say, okay, we got something. You
could tell early that the defense, they were humming along.
Yep.
You know, just again, I really harp on it. You can see when there's a willingness to tackle from the defensive backs in the secondary.
Yes.
You know, and we saw that out of JJ Ross early, and I thought, oh, he flashed to me solely because there was a commitment to make tackles. And, you know, hate to single guys out, but I didn't see that from a guy like Bynum.
Yep.
And Bynum's very undersized. We know that, but you got to have a commitment to want to make some tackles out there.
Do we know what time that first stand was at?
It would have been first quarter, maybe 8 minutes left. I'm not. We're not numbers guys here.
Yeah.
Football guys.
You said 6 and 5 though, right?
Yeah. No, I did. I think. Yeah. It was 5. Yeah. 5 for 5 and then 5 for 6. The way I said it, we had the math right. I just missed it. That's cool. Yeah, if we can get that one pulled. If not,
I'll keep looking.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're fine. The what else do I want to bring up here? The other thing was that Cody actually he would spread the ball out. He attempted at least 2 passes to let me count it up here quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least 2 passes to 9 different players. That is great. That is a guy who can go through progressions. Totally. That is a guy who is not keying in on one guy. Especially like Cody he's a vet, he's a pro, he's a high level quarterback. But when you haven't, had a chance to start a game this year, when you've only had a week in practice, there is kind of a feeling of glomming onto one guy because of a sense of security. Like you really start to mesh with one guy in practice, then you look to him, you look for him in the game because you're like, listen, I won the starting job by meshing with this guy in practice. Exactly. Cody did a great job.
And that's what a quarterback's got to be.
Did a great job in point guard, getting away from that and spreading the ball out
dispersing that rock to man.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm glad that you bring that up, Dick, because that's solid in terms of just running the offense, going through the progressions, and getting everyone involved, getting the playmakers the ball, trusting your fellas out there to make plays, man. That's what a quarterback's got to do.
Listen, we know receivers are divas. Like if they don't get the ball a little bit, they get a little pissed at their quarterback. They ain't running their routes with as much intensity as they're supposed to. They're not getting their head around as quickly.
They're on the sideline just complaining.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Also, hilarious one. that it's like a nothing play. It's a drop in the bucket play at the end of the game. But Curly, I think it was Curly. He was begging Killam to challenge a incomplete pass call. I think it was the second quarter. And it was so funny, like watching him scream at Killam, rip his helmet off, like jumping up and down. Funniest thing in the world, because the ball clearly skipped 2 yards short.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
Yeah, like close. It's like, yeah, like Killam was like, man, what do you want me to do here? Like, what are you talking about? Because in his mind, I imagine he didn't know the ball skipped, and he's just thinking like, it happened so fast for him. Like the ball comes in and he gets under it. And it's not touching the turf when he catches it, but he doesn't know it skipped like 2 yard shot. It's a nothing play. It's a drop in the bucket play, but it is.
Guys get heated on the sideline.
Yeah, it's just, it was a hilarious one to think about. I was wishing I was in the media veil because I wanted to ask Coach Killam out like exactly what I just said. Like, listen, that play means nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. You probably forgotten it already, but like, what's he saying to you in that moment? You know, he would have told me to like, he would have been like, we don't care about that, which I get, but I would have loved to still ask him just to be like, you know, how does something like that go?
Things you would hear on a football sideline.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets wild up.
Well, dude, it's do we have that? Do we have that stand?
Yeah, I think this is the right one, but it was in the second quarter, but I believe this is the one we're talking about here. Because this was the second and goal.
Yeah, this is the second and goal.
That's where Serezna and Brinkman both make the play here.
Then we got this side
solid defensive tackle play. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Didn't even get close because pulled that momentum. Who we got there? Is that JJ Ross?
Let's take.
I believe so. Yes.
This one.
Yeah, this is again what I was just saying. The deep tackles, the big boys,
and Jake also like credit. Comes into this. We thought he was going to be out for like 6 games. The way he was carted off the field.
I think that's JJ Ross, 28. Eh, boy.
Yeah, that's him right there, 29.
Look at 29. Yeah. My bad. Look at that, man. And he's going for the ball too.
Yeah, he is
pulling that pillow. He did touch that face mask.
I was a little bit there. Yeah,
he definitely did graze that face mask.
I thought about that watching the play, but I'm happy with the no call.
Yeah,
that was another thing.
He got it and then he let it go. It definitely could have been called though.
That was
I saw the replay and then I thought, oh man, are they going to try and challenge this? No, it was a good play.
This isn't. People were a little upset about the penalties in this one.
There's some dumb penalties taken. Can't go through this segment without talking about some of these dumb penalties.
Saskatchewan, they were penalized 6 times for 53 yards. Edmonton, 11 times for 133 yards, which is, I mean, completely takes you out of it.
It's a chunk of field, man.
Completely take 130. That's the length. You have to go the length of the football field and then some with penalties, or you gave up the length of the football field and then some.
Whenever there's that many yards involved, there is going to be points lost somewhere. Be it a rouge, be it 3, be it 7. There's points lost throughout those penalties.
But here's my thing: because people were talking about this, complaining about this. I saw it running rampant on social media. Maybe it's a me thing. I don't remember a play or a penalty that was super egregious.
No, me neither.
Like I don't remember one that was.
Yeah, I think the timing. I saw some people were irked with maybe the timing of getting some of the pass interference penalties, but I do agree with you, Dak. I didn't think like there was some crazy out of character, out of whack penalties that were called. I mean, the time count on the onside kick, but I don't think that there was some. Other than that, I don't think there was too many crazy penalties.
Time count on a kickoff is hilarious. Yeah, how does that happen? I thought there were some really bad PI calls. Like, how are you interfering there? Like, some accidental interference, but again, it's accidental. Like, I didn't think there was anything that I look at and I'm like, what are we doing here, Stripes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then the other one, this one, it was against Saskatchewan, but the roughing the passer on Cody, like, crowd was vehemently against that one. Saskatchewan obviously challenged.
Yeah.
The clearest roughing the passer I've ever, like, what are we debating about here? Like, he was going down, he makes contact with the head.
Easy.
What are we
as he was going down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially giving himself up like that too.
100%. Like call. It was, I don't. And the crowd was, what are you talking about? And I was sitting there, kind of like thinking, like, what do you guys mean? Like, are you
drinking
kidding?
That pill? A little bias.
Buddy, they give it away. You can't get into that stadium without a can.
Was Bill Country vibing down in that end zone?
They were vibing. That's where my friend was sitting. Actually, he was. I came up to meet him at one point at halftime, and it was a party down there. Hill Country was vibing for sure. Like, it's
get that atmosphere back over here, man.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Win first.
Yeah, winning solves a lot. Winning and Hamilton. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Elks 101. That'll be a bit more of the look ahead. But I know they're streaking. I know they're playing well, but that feels like a winnable game to me. Like, I don't think it's tough to say, but I don't. You are what your record says you is, but I don't. Hamilton doesn't feel like some unbeatable 4-2 team to this point in the season to me.
And the way the stars are aligning, it's not over right now for the Double E.
No,
because Winnipeg right now, they are starting to flail in the wind.
They are. They look really bad against Toronto.
They don't look like the same formidable Bomber team that we've grown accustomed to seeing. So the door is still open. And if you can, again, bring up that one piece of your game that's been holding you back every game, because there's been a different piece, a different group, different position every week. You could bring that up just to a bare minimum standard instead of just being atrocious. This team could get back in the mix. They could. It's not crazy to say. It's damn CFL,
I
man.
agree. And you don't want to have to bank on this ever, but Toronto's 2-5. Ottawa's 1-6. You're going to have to leapfrog BC.
Labor Day is going to be huge.
Yep.
The Labor Day and then the rematch. Like, those are going to be huge, colossal games in the standings, because Calgary right now, we know what they're doing and how well they're playing. That's going to be huge games.
Speaking of Calgary, did you happen to watch the Calgary-Montreal game?
I caught a little bit of the highlights. I didn't watch it.
The PJ Walker on the last drive, maybe his last play of professional football ever. It was hilarious how badly, I forget who the receiver was, but it was hilarious how badly he overthrew him. He stepped up in the pocket and just overthrew him by 6 yards on like a 3rd and 4. It was just a drag route. Like,
is it worse than overthrowing a 6'7" receiver by 5 yards over his head?
That's pretty tough to do as well. And I guess we're probably coming to the end here, and we got Elks 101 coming up tomorrow. We can probably talk a little bit more about Trey's future then. Are you going to be here for that one, Pat?
I'm not 100% sure. It might be Rick tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll have a chance to break that down.
Most likely hoping to have Cody Fajardo on the show.
We'll text the PR machine over at the Edmonton Elks after this one. Aim for that. Okay. I guess, is there anything else I'm missing about this game? Like, I
think we chopped it up pretty good.
I feel like we've talked about it pretty well. Do you have a offensive, defensive player of the game?
Offensive player, easy, Cody Fajardo. That's an easy one.
Goes without saying. It doesn't even need to be asked, really.
Can you pull up the defensive stats for me off the top of my mind? I know Brinkman had a tackle and I think he even had a sack.
Right, he did have a sack. Yeah. I said earlier in the show he no sacks, but he did.
Yeah, he did have a sack. So I like that. He had, like I said, that one series where he didn't even get any stats, but he had a hurry and a quarterback hit. Yep. So he did
those ones that don't show
that one play that we just showed there on the big stop where JJ Ross pulled the quarterback back. Now the play before that, Brinkman and Serezna did a great job on the second down play of making that stop. It was pretty much those two who held it down. So I'll give that to Brinkman. I like the game he had, and we've been calling for this D-line to show up. And Brinkman finally, he flashed as a player, and now the whole unit needs to just follow his lead.
Absolutely. Follow suit. Pat, do you have a little OPOY? That's the year. OPOG? OPDG?
Not really. Like I said, I only really got to catch the first quarter, but I did think that they looked a little more involved in the game. So just in general, just watching, like I said, I was at a restaurant too, so no sound, but it just looked, it was much more enjoyable to watch than in the past. So just in general, I think they played better.
Everyone. Defensive player of the game, everyone. I like that. I'd give mine to Kenny Logan, I think. He tries so hard. Like, he flies around. He does. You can tell, man. You can tell he started the season. You can tell he started on the season on the practice squad and only got into the starting lineup because of injury. Like, he's playing like he
don't want to go back down.
Yeah, man. He's playing like he wants to keep his spot.
There's a big reason he don't want to go back down.
For
man.
Sure.
Game check to practice squad check.
A little bit different.
A couple $1,000 difference there.
Buddy. And listen, he did. He missed some tackles here. That's going to happen in a game. Like, you're playing really good athletes who drill making defenders miss every time they touch the ball. It's going to happen. But I thought he also had 2 special teams tackles, which is so, like, to be able to be a guy who's playing on punt team. And then to be a guy who's flying around on the defense. And I think he was second on the team in defensive tackles. And then obviously had the 2 special teams tackles. Like, he flies around. He cares. I'm giving it to Kenny. And then obviously, Cody was your offensive player of the game.
You mean you're not going to give the offensive player of the game to the O-line unit?
Not this week. Maybe next
Sorry,
week.
pal.
Maybe next week. Shout out Steven as well. He was shorthanded. 6 targets, 5 catches, I think. Had the touchdown. Dropped in the bucket there. So shout out him. But I mean, it was so clearly Cody. So yeah, listen, I think nothing else you want to add? We good here? Yeah, I think I'm good as well. Pat, nothing you want to send us off with?
No, I think you guys covered everything.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. I said thank you, but anyway. Okay, I guess we'll wrap this shit up. We will be back tomorrow morning for Elks 101. Declan, Eddie, remembered you this time. Declan, Eddie, and Rick signing off. This was a good one. Thanks for listening, and talk to you soon.